welcome
to New Entry Wrestling Podcast, baby.
Yo, what's happening? Is your boy Sexy Ian. Anyways, just giving y'all a heads up because the audio is pretty bad, but it's still workable. It's still listenable. Listenable. Is listenable a word? I'm pretty sure it's not. But, anyways, yeah, just giving y'all a heads up. But please enjoy this episode and also check out our YouTube page, our IG page, New Entry Wrestling Pod, or New Entry Wrestling Podcast for YouTube. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, then yay, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. So anyways, enjoy this episode. Enjoy this episode, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Sexy Ian, with my co-host, Ever. What it do, baby?
Hey, listeners out there. How you guys doing?
What's up, Ever?
Hey, man. Yeah, before we begin, we get started. Please check out our merch store on teespring.com. Search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got some pretty cool shirts, some face masks, and some posters and so much other things. Also follow us on our Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. Thank you. Yeah. So today we're talking about day one, but that's later on. And for right now we're going to talk about more news. So, what do you got? Any news for us, Ian?
Kind of. Tony Khan, he apparently released somebody.
Yeah.
What's her name? Big Swole. Is that her real name?
No, but that's her wrestling name. But
no, that's what I meant. Like that's her gimmick name, okay. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like he released her like last month, or they got released, but it looks like he did an interview, right, where he was talking.
Was it an interview? I thought it was just more of it was a tweet.
I don't remember. I think it was an interview, but where he's like, I had to release her or something. We only want the best here.
The saying that. I kind of remember the tweet. He was bragging about saying that him and somebody else, they were like the top brown. I don't remember. I'm barely seeing like the visual of it. Like, and then he mentioned all these females,
all these wrestlers, like African American wrestlers and non-African American wrestlers.
And then towards the end of the tweet, he said, "Oh yeah, I released Big Swole because I felt like her wrestling wasn't good enough." Wow. And Lio Rush kind of got mad about it, and he went on Twitter and said apologize and saying like, if nobody's going to say anything, I will. And to be honest, I'm like, wait, isn't Lio Rush signed to AEW as well?
Yeah.
So it's like, my thing is, I get where Lio Rush is coming from, but at the same time, like, are you trying to get fired?
Well, he'll retire again. Who knows?
Yeah, I just don't get it. And then at the same time, why would Tony Khan even say that? Like Vince says it, but he doesn't go on Twitter and says, "Oh yeah, I released this person because I just don't think this person is good enough." He just says it in like conference meeting of, "Hey, we gotta release this person because I don't think this person is good enough."
Yeah. And you think it's gonna be like they say about the AEW locker room, like everybody's so positive and all that. You think that's just a facade, or you think it's gonna finally start like being like, you know what, we don't like you here, you gotta leave, kind of thing, like that,
Remember how we had that conversation about Brian Cage, of where I said I think Brian Cage makes good money, that's why he's still there. Big Swole basically confirmed that for me. She said it herself. That you give me 2 or 3 minutes of TV time and you pay me very well, where that's why it's like, okay, but money doesn't do anything. Like I'm a wrestler. I want to go out there and wrestle. That's what this opportunity is, but all you're doing is giving me more money. So to the answer to your question is more of it depends. Are you there for the money or are you there to wrestle?
Yeah.
You know, look at Adam Cole. Clearly, AEW is WCW. Who gets to wrestle more? The big names. And the future of the people who were there since day one, like MFJ.
MJF, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did I say?
MJF. MFJ.
I always flip it around. I don't know why. Yeah. MJF, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
MJF,
and then Sammy, and then Darlene Evan. And, it's just the thing is, why do you keep signing all these people to contracts? I just don't get it. Why can't you it's cool that he gives people opportunities, but he doesn't have to sign everyone.
Right. And that's how it's going to happen now. It's going to be like the same situation. Like, I had to release them because they're not good enough, but their contract actually ended after 2 years. Like, but you never used them.
But that's the thing. Why'd you even sign them then?
Yeah, if they're not good enough. Like, you wait 2 years, after 2 years? Wait, when she signed last year or 2 years ago?
Well, I don't remember.
Well, now it's 2022. Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year's, everybody. Woo! Totally forgot about that.
So 2019 she signed, right? Or 2020?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's hard to keep up at this point.
I'm surprised it kept her this long then if she wasn't good enough,
She had a good
one
run for a couple weeks or a month or two.
Yeah, out of
but then after that, it was just like, after that was just like, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm surprised. So they did. I thought when I first heard about her getting released, I thought she asked for it, or her contract ran out. Now he said like, oh, I released her because she's not good enough. So is it the contract ran out, or was she released?
I don't know. But regardless, it wasn't cool that Tony Khan threw her under the bus like that.
Yeah, especially about the minority thing. Like, what is that about? Like, why does he have to say that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Hey, every world champion is white, so it's not like white. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, Tony Khan's a weird kid.
Yeah, well.
Speaking
of AEW.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk about the AEW Rampage results.
All right, sounds good.
So
talk to me, Daddy.
Bro. So they had Darby Allin versus Anthony Bowens.
Who?
Exactly. The Acclaimed, right? That's what they're called. Winner was Darby Allin. So number 2 was a street fight. Penelope Ford and the Bunny versus Tay Conti and Anna Jay.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. It was a little sloppy. That moonsault was sloppy, but that power driver in the ending, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good match.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Conti,
yeah.
It wasn't that good, right? You're like,
oh, it was. It, I got what I expected it from them. Let's just put it that way. So it was good because I was like, I wasn't expecting all that, but I got what I expected, to get. Kind of weird to say, but yeah, I wasn't expecting a 5-star match. I was expecting like a 3.5, and I got a 3.5. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
But
it looks like Conti and Anna Jay won that one by submission.
Yeah, she had that barbed wire wrap around her arm and forearm, and then put the sleeper hold on the Bunny, I believe.
Oh, wow.
The Bunny's hot as fuck. Oops, I said the F word. Oh, well. Worth it.
And the main event was a TNT Championship. Cody Rhodes.
Of course it was.
Versus Ethan Page. It looks like Cody Rhodes won. Retained with the Tiger Driver 98. What do you think about Rampage overall, though? Like, these matches, you think okay, whatever. These are throwaway matches, or you think actually
well, it was pre-taped because of the holidays.
Yeah.
Rampage, I mean, they've been doing pretty well with it. Let's face it, because there's times the WWE don't even promote matches anymore.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Rampage is promoting, hey, this is what you're gonna see on Rampage, they promote everything. Usually SmackDown, they just promote 1 or 2 match and then that's it. Back then, WWE and Raw and SmackDown, they used to promote every match. Like, this is what you could expect. That's going to happen on Raw and SmackDown. Even Sunday Night Heat. Now it's just like, you got to find out and watch what's going to happen because we don't even know what's going to happen. So,
True.
But yeah, so like the fact, I don't have a problem with Rampage. It's doing pretty well. I do enjoy it sometimes. You know, I watch Rampage more than I watch Dynamite. So
Yeah,
but
that's true.
it's only an hour. So I only have an hour to watch it.
Yeah, true. And then other news, Ring of Honor Women's Wrestling Champion Roxy will wrestle Deonna Purrazzo on Impact in 2 weeks.
Hey.
Yeah. It'll take place on the January 13th episode of Impact. It looks like Purrazzo confronted Roxy at Final Battle, and it said if you want to wrestle, and she said, "Well, winner take all match with the Ring of Honor World Champion." Deonna Purrazzo is also the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, and it's she's competing against Mickie James next weekend at Hard to Kill.
Damn, it's already next week. Oh yeah,
yeah, dude. Yeah. So what do you think? So you think Ring of Honor is over then? Because they're gonna.
No, it's just like they're just trying to like they're on a
hiatus.
Hiatus for the moment. They're gonna reopen the doors again in April.
You know what I think though? I think Roxy's gonna lose it. You know why? Because she just had a WWE tryout match. Who knows? She might be signing with the WWE.
Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised. But speaking of Impact Wrestling, and I just found out that you just mentioned it. Impact's Hard to Kill is happening this Saturday. Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo, right? And a Texas Death Match for the Impact Knockouts Championship, bro. That sounds like and I think Hard to Kill is taking place in Dallas, Texas.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, that's probably a main event right there.
Yeah.
Moose versus Matt Cardona, right?
Yeah, Cardona, yeah.
Versus W. Morrissey. Big Cass, aka Big Cass, for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. It's the triple threat match.
Wow.
And the knockouts for the first time ever. Knockouts Ultimate X match is going to take place. That's going to be pretty dope. And the winner of that match is going to become number one contender for the Impact Knockouts Championship.
You know who's competing or no?
I think Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, right? Lady Frost, Rosemary, and Tasha Steelz.
Tasha Steelz, yeah.
Tasha Steelz. Jeez, I gotta learn how to pronounce people's names.
It's all right.
Josh Alexander versus Jonah Rocks.
Oh, okay. Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can never pronounce his last name. Jonathan, that Ring of Honor guy.
Grisham.
Jonathan Grisham versus Chris Sabin for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title. It's gonna happen in Hard to Kill.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna be dope. I really wanted him to sign with Impact. I'm pretty sure he's not signed with Impact, but I really wanted him to be on Impact. Yeah. Same with Jay Lethal. I feel like Jay Lethal should go back to Impact, but he signed with AEW.
Yeah, you think he's gonna last in it? Well, think he's there for the money, or you think he's on Dark? Of course, he's there. Stuff.
Who? Jay Lethal?
Yeah, he was on Dark. Like his second appearance was on an AEW Dark already. I'm like, what?
I'm pretty sure he signed because of the money.
Oh yeah, come on.
Jay Lethal's getting up there with age.
He's gonna get his last check, man. And you're like, bye guys, I don't care, just pay me.
He should have gone back to Impact, but clearly he went over there thinking he was gonna get a opportunity. But it's like, yeah. Hey, Adam Cole wrestled on Dark as well.
Wow.
So
Dark is like below NXT. That's like Dark is like Superstars, man, or something like that.
I don't know. Their show's like 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyways, what is her name? Su Yung is pregnant, bro. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Nice. Congrats to Su Yung.
Yeah, I hope they use that as a storyline. Damn, Rich Swann, boy. Rich Swann. Damn. Mister didn't pull out.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Jeez.
bro.
I'm just
That's
saying.
hilarious.
Mr. Didn't pull out.
Wow.
That was probably him when he found out.
Yep. Like what?
What is going on? What do you mean you pregnant, girl?
Wow.
Oh man. But anyways, um next episode is gonna be our oh my gosh, our war show, right?
Award show, yeah.
Our second annual.
Second annual, yes. Award show.
Well, I never done annual.
God, no.
Oh my gosh, this episode's not gonna make it to YouTube.
Give me
Anyways,
before we start.
You want to give us the categories?
Yeah, I could definitely do that. So category number 1, Josh, just saw the nominees or just the categories, or do you have nominees?
Do everything.
Okay.
Just like
So-
I like my woman.
So we do a male wrestler of the year. The nominees are Moose from Impact Wrestling,
Moose.
Kenny Omega from AEW,
Kenny Omega.
Roman Reigns from the WWE,
Big Daddy.
Bryan Danielson, from AEW.
I thought it was Bryan Danielson overall.
Overall, yeah, WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
Edge, WWE, and Bobby Lashley from the WWE.
Damn, we only have one Impact. Is Moose?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, at least
Category
somebody's on there.
Category number 2 is Woman Wrestler of the Year. Charlotte Flair from the WWE, Bianca Belair from the WWE, Sasha Banks from the WWE, Deonna Purrazzo from Impact Wrestling, Britt Baker from AEW, and Thunder Rosa from AEW.
Yeah.
Tag Team of the Year. Lucha Bros from AAA/AEW. They're on both.
Lucha.
Young Bucks from AEW.
Be elite. Be elite. I love their theme song.
Good Brothers from Impact Wrestling, but they wrestled in AEW too for a little bit. But
And New Japan.
New Japan, both of them.
Too
Usos from the WWE.
So crazy.
Finjuice from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but also wrestled in Impact Wrestling. And the Briscoe brothers from Ring of Honor.
Reach for the sky, boy.
Category number 4, right? This is 4, would be Breakout Star of the Year. Would be Big E from the WWE, Trey Miguel from Impact Wrestling, Bianca Belair from WWE, Damian Priest from WWE, Josh Alexander from Impact Wrestling, and Jade Cargill from AEW.
Damn, bro, no Bad Bunny.
No.
Wow, what a hater. Mia. That's the only song I know. And Booker T.
Yeah. Category number 5, right? Best pay-per-view of the year. The nominees are All Out from AEW, WrestleMania Night 1 WWE, Bound for Glory Impact Wrestling, Slammiversary Impact Wrestling, Final Battle Ring of Honor, and SummerSlam WWE.
A lot of WWEs. Not really.
Next category would be Feud of the Year.
Feud of the Year.
It'd be Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage,
Christian!
AEW.
Christian! Unless you're on your way.
Edge versus Seth Rollins, WWE. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre, WWE. Walter versus Elijah Dragunov at the NXT UK.
Which is basically WWE.
Yeah. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa, AEW. And Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, WWE. And then the next category is what's the next one? What
Match of the year.
Match of the year. So the nominees. How do you want to do this? Yeah, nominees are
Charlotte versus Becky. Survivor Series.
Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, Survivor Series. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Well, that was a WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania Night 2.
WrestleMania Night 2. Kenny Omega versus Sami Callihan.
Slammiversary. Impact.
Slammiversary. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, WrestleMania Night 1. Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks at All Out. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa at St. Patrick's Day Slam, AEW Dynamite episode. John Cena versus Roman Reigns, a Survivor Series, right? Survivor Series or SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. TJP versus Josh Alexander in an Iron Man match.
Before Impact. Before the Impact.
Before the Impact.
Yeah.
BTI. Edge versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell. And Walter versus Elijah Dragunov, NXT UK TakeOver. Was it TakeOver? Yeah, it was TakeOver.
Yeah, it was a TakeOver show.
Yeah.
I think, was it Vengeance?
Vengeance Day? Yeah, it was NXT TakeOver, but yeah, Vengeance Day, I think it was. But yeah, those are the category. These are the nominees for each category. Yeah, so the poll is gonna be out. The poll's out, so we're gonna go.
Should be
you guys
out.
could vote. Should be out, yeah. You guys could be able to vote, and then when we do the awards ceremony, the awards show, that's when we hand out the winners. So we're gonna go on the Instagram and vote for your favorite on each category and your favorite person or match on each of them. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So, all right, but you want to any other news you want to talk about before we go ahead talk about day 1?
No, that'll be it. I have nothing. Know about you?
Oh, the takeover was takeover 36.
36, okay.
Yeah.
Takeover 36, okay. Yeah, that's it for me. I mean,
all righty. Well, before we go ahead into day 1, you want to let the listeners know about our merch again?
Yeah, definitely. All right, listeners, before we continue, please check out our merch store on teespring.com. Search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got some really cool shirts, face masks, posters, and more. Also, follow our Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. That's where you guys can go ahead and vote. Thank you.
Yeah, and also you can also find us on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Also check out our YouTube page, and if you're listening to us on our YouTube page, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And also, Happy New Year's.
Yeah. And we also have some pretty cool interviews too on there, so you guys should check them out.
Facts. We interview Willie Richardson and also Damian the Kingpin Tyler, right? Tyler.
Yeah.
But all righty. So let's go ahead and get into the day 1 results, baby. Let's go. So before we go on and start off the show, hopefully, Roman Reigns he got tested for COVID, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously it's he's fine at the moment. It's just the fact of, he got tested for COVID, COVID, and he became positive. And so he needs to, do the protocol, stay home and quarantine, and hopefully it just doesn't get worse. And because he did took the shot, but because he was tested positive, he was unable to show up to day 1 and defend the Universal title against the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And so because of that, Brock Lesnar, he got added to the Fatal 4-Way match, which turned into a 5-way match.
Mm-hmm.
Big E defending the WWE Championship against Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and Kevin Owens. Now Brock Lesnar added to that mix. And you know what's funny? I did not knew Brock Lesnar. I did, but I totally forgot about it because you know how Brock Lesnar was suspended.
Yeah.
And, I forgot he was still a free agent.
Yeah.
Um,
He could have gone to any show he wanted.
right. And it was funny. So, but whatever, it's funny how he got added into that match. But hey, let's start off with the show, right? The Usos versus the New Day for was it the Raw title or tag team? Tag team, SmackDown, right?
SmackDown. SmackDown, yeah.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Dude, they never disappoint, but that match was the opening match, and I'm glad it was. That stole the show. That was like
Yeah.
a great way of opening up a show, and a great match to define. I don't know if that's the right word. Define tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
And
Define or like put a stamp on or showcase.
yeah, like that's what a tag team match is supposed to be.
Yeah. People say like it happens too many times, but that's what you want to see. You want guys with chemistry in the ring, and you want them yeah, we've seen it plenty of times, but it doesn't get old because it's always good, you know?
True. It's like Stone Cold and The Rock. I know that's
Yeah.
like it's not a tag team, but it's like their rivalry. It's like you can never get tired of it.
Yeah, it was like a few years they were rivals too. It's like imagine if that feud was today, people are like, oh, I'm bored of that. I've seen that too many times over the last whatever years. I'm like, what?
Yeah, kind of
No.
like Randy Orton and John Cena. People were getting tired of it.
Yeah.
But for that, I can understand because it's like it took the fun out of it. Like when The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, they were facing each other. They face each other on Raw, like when they're in the mid card picture, and then a couple here in the pay-per-views. But then when they both became main event players, it was mainly like big pay-per-view events or WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they were facing each other on like Raw or SmackDown, it was like a tag team match.
Yeah.
And then when you had like Cena and Orton, they were facing each other Raw, SmackDown, regular pay-per-views, opening match, mid-card match, main event, title. It was like for everything. And it was just like, it was just too much. Number one contender matches. It was just like, geez, every year we got that match. But going back to that, great match. The Usos took the W. And then they hit who did they hit? Kofi Kingston, right? With the 3D.
Yeah, the 3D.
What's your thoughts on that?
It's like I don't know, I would consider it like good, like an honor, like because it's like the definition of tag team wrestling. The Dudley Boys are like the tag team. I know it's arguable. There's like the Road Warriors, there's the Freebirds, there's other teams, but the Dudley Boys are like they were just like they won every title. They won a tag team championship like in WWE, ECW. They won WCW one, but it was under WWE. They won New Japan. They won Impact, TNA. They won
NWA.
Independence. Yeah, they won all these tag teams. So it's like
they accomplished more as a tag team.
Yeah, it's like saying like the tag team division is not dead. Like
right.
We still appreciate tag team wrestling. Like it's still, there's reports that Vince McMahon doesn't like it, but at the end of the day, if there's a tag team match, they're gonna bring it. Both of them, both teams. And the Usos always bring it too.
Yeah, it was a great match, man. Honestly, like that match was like it's literally already on my top like 10, top 20 for 2022, and we just started.
Yeah,
like that's
day
how great.
One.
Yeah, for day one, already literally on the first day, I already have a match of a year, like a top 10 match. Yeah, very great. And then the next one was Drew McIntyre versus who was the other guy?
Madcap Moss.
Madcap with Happy Corbin on his corner, or and outside of the whatever.
Yeah, on his corner,
corner thing. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. So so when Brock Lesnar got added to the 5-way match, right? I was like, why not have him face Drew McIntyre? That I feel like that would be a big match, and then also to prove to be like the true number one contender. Like, Brock Lesnar was just like, hey, I'm next in line. And Drew McIntyre could be like, hey, I'm taking your spot to face Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Drew McIntyre was having neck injuries, and that's why
Yeah.
he faced that guy who I don't even remember yet.
Madcap Moss.
Yeah. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't remember his name, even though you just said it too, they had a great 10-minute match.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting like a squash match, but I think because they were short a match, they extended their time, even though it was only 10 minutes. But you could tell, like, I feel like, you could tell like this match was supposed to be short.
Yeah, like a quick like block, over Claymore,
Right.
done. But nope, it's like, okay, we're gonna go back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. And he got his 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, that's the thing about wrestling, like when something happens, you gotta adjust. You gotta be like, you know what, we gotta wing it, or we gotta
step
keep
up.
going.
Yep.
Step up or step out. Yeah.
What was the match after that? It was the Raw Tag Teams match, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those are Raw Tag Team.
Yeah, so RK Bros versus the Street Profit with the Amigos. Raindrop. How's that song called?
Raindrop, drop top.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. But yeah,
I don't know that song.
That match, I know the song's called Bad and Bougie.
Yeah.
But the Migos showed up to support RK Bros, but they were also there to support the Street Profit. It was one of those matches where you could tell this match wasn't supposed to go that long.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. The thing, it wasn't a good pay-per-view match. It was just like I felt like this match could have happened on Raw.
Yeah.
Majority of the matches could have happened on Raw, to be honest. Let's face it. I think Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and then the WWE Championship, those two is like actual pay-per-view matches. And but like the Usos and New Days is like, I'm not gonna complain about seeing that on a pay-per-view.
Right.
But yeah, that match was good. The only thing that kind of ruined it for me was the ending when Matt Riddle picked up what's his name? Ford? Is
Montez Ford?
When he picked them up, did that whole pick him up and then had him set for Randy to do the RKO. Something similar to the 3D, except with the 3D, you pick them up as like a flat jack and then fall with it. So that kind of like, I was like, oh, that was dope. But it was similar to the 3D. So I was like, they should have.
Similar to the 3D, man.
Huh?
It's just a diamond cutter with like somebody holding you.
Exactly.
It's a diamond cutter.
Yeah, exactly. But except for when Matt Riddle did it, he just picked them up and threw him to Randy Orton. And Randy Orton hit him with the RKO. That's all it was. It was just an assist, another version of a 3D, if you really think about it. So
were you surprised that they won? Like RK Bro?
RK Pro. I'm not surprised just because the Migos came out with them.
Why would they lose?
Yeah, right. Why would they lose? Have the Amigos come out with them, and then they're gonna lose the titles. Like if the Amigos came out with the Street Profit, then I would be surprised that the RK Bros retained the titles.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't complaining about the match. It was good.
Yeah, because I would think because Riddle he's on NXT. He has a match with Imperium on NXT 2.0 for New Year's Evil coming up on Tuesday. Right, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I would think he will lose the tag team titles and be like on NXT for a little bit and then go back and forth.
Right.
That's why I thought he was gonna lose. Like, oh, he's gonna lose because he's gonna have a match on New Year's Evil on Tuesday.
True, but then that just doesn't make him look strong going into the match. But how many times have we seen that before?
True.
That doesn't mean anything in WWE anymore.
It's like a separate storyline, sort of like you're on Raw, but then you have a separate storyline in NXT, and then you don't even mention it on
Same,
on
yeah, same thing like with what's this called? AJ Styles. He's on
yeah, like
NXT to face that basketball player. Jeez.
Grayson Waller.
Yeah, he's a wannabe basketball player
Yeah,
of all people, but okay.
yeah,
That guy
yeah,
better be something, or else what a waste.
yeah. True.
Um,
What
what was
and then
after that? Liv Morgan versus
yeah, the
Becky.
women's championship. Yeah,
This match, dude, this match went. I'm not complaining. I know I'm gonna sound like I am, but that match was too long.
you
But
think so?
yeah, they went like 17 minutes.
Dude, for a women's match, that's awesome, man. Because they don't even have like I'm lucky they got 10 minutes.
No,
Once
that's what I'm saying. So
when it
yeah,
was 10 minutes, I was like, oh my God, actually, this are gonna go longer. And then when 17, 20, well, 17, 18 minutes, I'm like, oh great. They actually let them fight a little bit longer. Not like, you know,
see, the thing was, it was majority of it was Liv Morgan taking shine like the last 5 minutes of it.
yeah.
And then Becky just kept kicking out, kicking out, kicking out. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, sooner or later, because Becky's gonna win with the man slam. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think
So
so.
it was
Yeah.
just like a matter of time of her hitting it, and that's how she's gonna get the W. And
But
then
is it's like the underdog story. Like she, no matter what she does, she can't win the big one. You know, she's doing all these moves to the champion. I'm sure
true,
she's
but
gonna win it the next
true,
pay
but
per view.
the only big move that made me be like, whoa, that was dope, was when she did the sunset flip off off the middle rope when Becky was hanging from the middle rope.
Yeah.
That was the only time I was like, oh snap. Like that was
Hmm.
and then the ref, oh my gosh, the ref was doing slow counts.
Oh my
She
God.
was like doing 1, 2, oh, kick out. Every move she was doing like I remember Becky did a move and the ref it was a like I forgot what move it was, but I'm like that could have easily been a 2 count. But the ref took her sweet time and then she was like 1, oh, kick out. She was waiting for her to kick out before the 1,
Oh
just to
wow.
make it seem like, oh, she kicked out at 1, where it's like you could have easily counted to 2.
Yeah.
It was a
Make it
move
more
that,
suspenseful. Make it
right,
suspenseful.
yeah, because it wasn't it was a move that honestly I don't remember the move, but if you see the move, it was like something where it's like, okay, yeah, that could have been a 2 count.
Yeah.
But the referee was just counting too slow. And so maybe that's what was the issue when Liv Morgan, when she was doing all these spots on Becky, the ref was doing so many slow counts that kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
Mm.
I hated how Becky won because so what Liv Morgan was gonna do like a springboard, it looked like a face buster.
I
Um,
think yeah.
and then how she had her arm around Becky's neck, and then Becky kind of like stopped it, and then she kind of like adjusts, and then she slams her down. My thing was, it looked like Morgan actually hit Becky with the move. Becky
Oh,
should
okay.
have grabbed her arm, threw it back over her head, and then hit her with the slam. Because then it looked like she
Okay.
reversed it. You know what I mean?
It seemed more like yeah. Okay, I
Because
get you.
because when I saw the move, it looked like, and if it wasn't for the commentary telling me, hey, Becky is reversing the move, to me
Mm.
it looked like, oh, Liv Morgan hit the move on Becky. It was just like she got, she kind of like hesitated, they kind of got off balance or something. They were trying to fix it and then go hit the move. But no, it turns out that Becky reversed it. And it's like, it doesn't
Mm.
look like that because it looked like she took the move. But yeah, that was the only bad, like, I honestly, that was the least favorite match, my least favorite match on that card. The referee was counting too slow for every move Liv Morgan was hitting. Um, I felt like the match took a little bit too long. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they had that kind of time, but I just felt personally it was just like, it wasn't all
Yeah.
there. And plus, this was a rematch
Yeah, that was.
from Monday Night Raw, not from another pay per view.
Yeah,
So,
but that's
and
not the
then
only
the
woman.
finish as well.
I just because I noticed that was the only women's match. Because SmackDown didn't have because they were supposed to probably have a SmackDown championship match, but
Right.
Tony Storm left.
Honestly, this felt like a Raw show, like
Yeah.
a Saturday
Yeah.
night Raw.
It's like the special guest appearance by the Usos, and it was like, well, the pre-show was SmackDown, the
Right.
Ricochet and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Holland. That was a pre-show match. I'm surprised SmackDown had a pre-show match.
Right.
And then, well, we missed Edge. Well, we didn't talk about Edge versus Miz. That's the
Yeah.
one before Becky. That's
That
before
one,
Becky, and
that one was really great.
yeah,
It's not up there.
yeah.
See, it's hard. I want to put that match. So if I'm gonna put the Usos and the New Day out of 20, I'm gonna put that match number 12, right? So
Okay, the Uso won the 12.
yes,
Okay,
the Edge versus Miz match, I'm gonna put that's number 20.
okay.
So basically, it could be knocked off on the list. Most likely, it will because I put it on 20. So
Well, technically, you don't have any other ones, so technically, it's the top two right now. Then later, next when the year's over, it's
That's
gonna
true.
be that's when you rank them because otherwise you're like, okay,
Okay, fine.
so,
I'll give you that then. I'll give you that. So right now,
so you
those are
put
my top two.
yeah, because right now I don't. Well, the other companies don't have shows until probably to Wednesday, anyways, or Impact has a show on Thursday, and then AEW has shows on Wednesday and Friday. So right now, these two matches are your top two of the year. Eventually, they're gonna
And they're
shift. Once
yeah, and they're good. They're good matches too. So I'm not complaining.
yeah,
And then plus we
yeah.
got Hard to Kill coming up soon, and
Mhm.
then Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW.
Again,
So rematch. So that may be on my list.
Yeah.
But anyways, Edge's entrance was dope. He did the whole
loved it.
oh my gosh, what was
Brood.
that? Brood.
The Brood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
I was
Dope.
surprised he didn't bring out Gangrel because Gangrel's like he's like retired. He's like semi-retired, and then Christian's on AEW. So if he brought out like Gangrel, that'd been legit.
Yeah, I could see that. No, I would see that if he was facing Finn Balor, like the Demon,
Oh, yeah.
or the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Aleister Black. So like I could see that, but like somebody for the Miz, no. But yeah, I would definitely love to see that happen though.
Yeah.
Gangrel should be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't announced anybody yet.
No. They probably will after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that'd be
which is in a few weeks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So the entrance from Edge, dope. Love that music. And then the match was good storytelling, and that's what you always get from the Miz and Edge. Good storytelling in the ring. They may not do the best flips and spots first, but when it comes to storytelling, they do it the best. Yeah, and then Beth Phoenix came out. Like a crazy woman, just standing there.
Yeah.
Until waiting for her music to hit, and then started walking towards the ramp or the ring and scare Maurice.
I knew that was gonna happen though.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
When she left NXT, I'm like, she's gonna go on. She's gonna be like on Edge's side, being hit, like helping him out. I knew that was gonna happen. Bet you she's gonna go back to NXT or something. Well, she said because she wanted to spend time with her family. I'm like, but I knew she's gonna at least make one appearance on Raw for Edge, or with Edge.
Right.
And then when it happened, I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. I knew this was gonna happen.
Hey, and it was a great way for her to happen too. She distracted Miz and then turned around, and then he got hit with the spear. So spear, the spear, baby.
Yeah.
You take question. Who will you take a spear from? Goldberg, Rhino, or Edge?
Edge.
That's it. Why?
Yeah.
Damn.
Why? Because
Why?
Goldberger is like 300. Well, how much when it's are you talking about prime Goldberg or now Goldberg?
Let's
Like
say
prime, like
let's say
1998.
now.
Ooh, I'll still do Edge because it looks like when Goldberg spears you, he goes right for the gut. He like goes full force.
And he
Rhino,
uses his
he just
shoulders.
yeah. Rhino just goes through you, and he's like 250, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And Goldberg's like 250, 300 pounds. Edge, he's like, what, 220 pounds? But it looks like when Edge does it, he like hits you, but he hugs you. Like
Yeah.
he holds you and he puts you down.
Because
These other guys
he's not
just,
a big, he's a tall guy, but he's not
yeah,
like a big guy like
he's not,
Goldberg.
yeah, like Goldberg and Rhino are like beasts. Like literally,
Yeah.
if they spear you, you're gonna feel it. Like you're gonna be on the other side of the ring. Edge,
Right.
he'll like spear you, and then you'll like, you'll go down. But the other guys will just run through you, like they don't care. They'll like knock your head off.
True.
That's why for me, Edge. I
I'll
don't.
take one from Gold. I would love to. It would be an honor to take one from Edge, but
Yeah,
if there was money on the table, I'll take one from Rhino.
yeah, because he would gore you. He would be like,
Yeah.
you'd be like on the other side of the ring, like out cold.
You know what? No, hold on. I'll take one from Edge, but Goldberg. I mean, what's his name? Rhino. I'll take one, but if I'm going through a table,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
oh,
Like a
okay,
table in the
yeah,
corner. I'll do.
yeah,
That's when I'll take
Rhino.
a gore from
That'll be
Rhino.
an honor too. They'll be like,
So
I want to be a fan. I want to be on.
yeah, because that'd be extreme, you know. For if it's just like a regular spear, I'll take one from Edge.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the main event of the match.
the show.
Show. Look at you, always correcting me.
No, sorry.
No, I'm glad or else that's why it's the Ian and Ever show. Because if it was the Ian show, I'll be like editing a lot of parts here.
Yeah, I get you.
So, or Bobby the Booger would be on here, and I don't want that. He sucks at reading scripts. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah, he started adding words. It's like, why are you adding words, bro? Just read what's on the script.
Yeah.
But anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the main event of the show, Big E versus Seth freaking Rollins and the almighty Bobby Lashley. Does Kevin Owens have a thing?
No, I think he had a nickname before, but it lasted like a week. So
Mr. America, what the hell was his thing?
yeah, I know. He was Canadian. Yeah, he's Canadian,
yeah.
but doing a Mr. America.
Well, no, because remember he was U.S. champion.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Kevin Fight Owens. Oh, that's stupid. Kevin
Kill.
Stun.
Kevin Kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fight Kevin Fight. Oh, whatever. Kevin Owens versus the Beast, the 21-1 Brock Lesnar. Here is another freaking match. Two of my top favorite matches of 2022, baby. Bro, you cannot. This match, this lineup is a video game, and the match. What happened in the match was a freaking video game.
Wow.
Everything about it was dope. You saw spears, F5s, people going through tables, but not literally, just got hit. And then Brock Lesnar getting speared by Bobby Lashley through the what's it called? Barricade.
Yeah.
And yeah, the only thing was Big E. The only bad thing about it was Big E didn't really get so much of a shine. Big E should have been dominating as well. It looked like just honestly, I kind of forgot that Big E was champion there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he was the champion.
Yeah, people said his reign was boring, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, he didn't really had a good feud with Bobby Lashley when he beat him for the title. And then after that, I think he faced Roman Reigns, which was a good match. But yeah, he never really. And then this was the first time he had, leading up to day one, it was the first time he had like a good storyline for his WWE championship. And look what happened. So
his last storyline is WWE champion.
yeah. My only thing was Big E supposed to retain, or was somebody else supposed to walk out with the title?
I don't know, because I was thinking when Brock Lesnar won that eventually they're gonna merge the titles and bring back the World Heavyweight Championship.
I would love that.
Because it seems like now, because they release people, obviously a lot of people they released weren't even, well, a couple people were like main eventers, like Braun and Bray and Keith Lee was getting up there, but he was not a main eventer yet. Right. But eventually I'm thinking like the main event card is getting so thin on both shows that they're just gonna have one title. So I'm thinking WrestleMania is gonna be a unification match for the titles.
Okay.
Or Royal Rumble. I don't know. Maybe the Rumble.
Obviously, if they're gonna do that, they're probably gonna save it for WrestleMania.
Don't you think? Because look, on SmackDown, who's the main eventers? Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and who else? Maybe Sheamus. He's getting up there.
Sheamus.
Drew.
It's not that he's not up there, but Sheamus is he a main event player? Yes. Yeah. Do they put him there? No. Drew, is he a main event player? Yes. Is Bobby Lashley? The only reason why I say Bobby Lashley is not a main eventer. Let's go back to Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Drew McIntyre faced Brock Lesnar. He beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Yeah. And he had some great feuds like Seth Rollins. He had some great matches with Seth Rollins. He had great storylines with his WWE Championship. Mm-hmm. And obviously by far the best one was when he faced Randy Orton, because that was like an actual long rivalry. And the fact that he beat Randy Orton, he needed that championship win. When Randy Orton beat Drew McIntyre for the title at Hell in a Cell and he won it back, even though it was on Raw, it was great because he beat another main event player to regain his title. And he also went on and faced The Miz and AJ Styles. So he faced a lot of main event, former champions.
Yeah.
So that's why he's a true main event player. And then plus his resume, what he accomplished, winning the Royal Rumble, main eventing WrestleMania, facing Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. So, but then when you go to Bobby Lashley, in my eyes, I'm only saying this because it's just like he hasn't accomplished a lot as WWE champion. He beat The Miz for it. He beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, which was a good match. And then he beat Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman at Backlash. He beat Drew McIntyre again. He beat Kofi Kingston in like 4 minutes. It was like a squash match.
Yeah.
And then he faced Goldberg at SummerSlam. Now, if he would have freaking beat Goldberg, he technically did, but it was stoppage or something like that. Goldberg couldn't continue.
Yeah.
Which basically doesn't mean anything because he
it's pretty much saving him. What is that called?
Yeah.
What is that called?
What's saving who? Goldberg?
Yeah, it's like it was a stoppage, but it wasn't like he didn't get pinned, so he didn't eat the pin.
Yeah, he still won because basically Goldberg surrendered. Yeah. So, but it was like there was other ways of happening. Bobby Lashley does have the full Nelson, the Hurt Lock, so he could have won that way, but whatever. And then after that, he was gonna have a match with Randy Orton, which I was excited about because I was like, okay, he's gonna beat him, and he's gonna be on top.
Yeah.
And then hopefully face Goldberg again and Crown Jewels because we already knew that was going to happen. And hopefully he can actually beat him. Or, if Goldberg beats him, as long as it's a non-title match or whatever, And because I really thought the Goldberg was going to end at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But then I realized they weren't going to have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So I was like, what pay-per-view did they ended up having
Nothing.
in October?
Oh, October. They had Halloween Havoc, and then NXT had Halloween. I don't remember actually.
Yeah. What was the other pay-per-view?
Let me check.
Was it because it was SummerSlam, uh Extreme Rules, and then Survivor Series was in November. What was in October? Did they even have a pay-per-view?
I think they did. Let me see. Because I know December's the only one I saw that didn't have one. Let me see. Let me check.
Oh, Crown
Oh,
Jewels.
yeah. Crown Jewel.
Yeah. So never mind. Well, yeah, no. Well, I still had that mindset, but then I realized that they were gonna have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because Crown Jewels was gonna take place in October.
So that's like
So
the only pay-per-view, only pay-per-view outside the US then.
right.
Okay. So that's why October was like, wait, October. Usually Crown Jewel will be a special pay-per-view they do outside of a different one, but this year they just kept it like one pay-per-view.
Right. But yeah, and then basically, and then but before all that, Goldberg ended up losing the title to Big E, and that
Yeah.
was it. And then Big E, same thing happened with him. He just never really had that opportunity to run with the title. But anyways, that match, going back to the match was great. It was a lot of spots, obviously a lot of finishers. I just wish Big E had a little bit more moment of making it look like he was actually gonna win the match, but ended up, getting a F5, two F5s from Brock Lesnar. And really before he took that F5, he got him over his shoulders to hit him with the big ending. Brock Lesnar got out, reversed it, hit him with the F5, and then got the 1, 2, 3. And that match lasted like around 8 minutes. So the Drew McIntyre match went longer than the main event match.
So, yeah.
Well,
So
the women's match actually went longer than Edge's match went longer. So it should have closed out the show, but whatever.
Yeah. Do you think like unifying the titles would make more sense then? Because then
No, I hate
Roman.
that.
No, you do.
I hate it. I hate it. Now, if you're doing world titles, I hate it unless
Yeah.
you're gonna retire one of them.
Universal.
Yeah. Now if you're doing like world title and mid card title, I love it because then you could actually defend that title, and as a world champion, you could face mid card people and help them get to that step, to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, so if somebody's gonna do it, like Roman Reigns will make sense because he'll face anybody.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar is like, he won't do that. He ain't gonna face everybody. So there's certain people that can hold those kind of titles and face everybody. But what's your thought? Like, how do you feel about Brock Lesnar winning the WWE champion? He is now a 9-time world champion, 6 times WWE, 3-time Universal.
Yeah. It feels good about it. I mean, it's gonna definitely build a storyline around him.
Around who?
I think everybody wanted to see Lashley versus Brock, and then when we finally saw it, like we saw Lashley, get spear Brock Lesnar, and then he got F5, and then it was just kind of like, ooh, this seems interesting because everybody
Right.
wanted to see that. So I'm like, okay, that seems
People
like
wanted
fun.
to see it because they were both MMA fighters.
Yeah.
But Bobby Lashley was in Bellator, and then Brock Lesnar was in the UFC.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I do want to see it, but I don't want to see this Bobby Lashley. I want to see the Impact Wrestling version of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
So, but now after day one, we're heading towards the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Do you think Brock Lesnar is gonna face Bobby Lashley at the Rumble, or you think he's gonna face him at WrestleMania?
Rumble. It's gonna be like a quick, what is it called? Like a quick rivalry. It's gonna be like, okay, we face each other, but I wanna like finish you off with the Rumble, and then it's gonna be like him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking like it's gonna merge the belts eventually.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at because I know when they said they're gonna reunify like the NXT North American and the Cruiserweight. I'm like, okay.
It's gonna be
So
the
I'm thinking like,
North American Cruiserweight Championship.
wow, it
Did you
seems
hear
cool.
that?
Yeah, but they might just retire. They might eventually just get rid of the Cruiserweight.
Yeah, they're. I don't know what's going on with WWE anymore.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like it though. Keep it spicy, Keep you on your toes.
we're still gonna be recording anyways. They're the reason why we're
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
But
True.
anyways, yeah, no, I feel honestly, I'm cool with Brock. I'm a Brock Lesnar guy, anyways.
Yeah.
It just sucks for Big E. I just hope Big E faces Brock Lesnar at the Rumble. I wouldn't mind seeing Brock Lesnar versus Lashley at WrestleMania. And then if he's gonna face Roman Reigns and unify both titles, that'd be pretty dope as well. I'll be down for that.
Mhm.
It'll make sense because of the only thing is how long is the only bad thing about it is Roman Reigns gonna hold on to that title till next year's WrestleMania when he faces The Rock.
Maybe not.
If that does happen.
Yeah.
So
Or SummerSlam. I think The Rock's pay-per-view is mostly SummerSlam. I don't know why. I always thought like SummerSlam was his pay-per-view, like The Rock's.
yeah, I could see that. He had
Yeah.
more great matches on SummerSlam,
Yeah.
but WrestleMania is WrestleMania.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, hopefully going back to Roman Reigns, hopefully everything's fine with him. Hopefully he's not sick or anything. But yeah, but hopefully we'll be able to see him at the Royal Rumble. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. Hopefully his neck injuries is not that serious.
Yeah.
They wrote him off so he could take time off to heal and get exams and all that. So we should get an update on that pretty soon. So hopefully
True.
he comes back at the Rumble. Yeah, but I would love to see. The thing is, I don't even know if Roman Reigns comes back for the Rumble, who is he gonna face?
Exactly. It's kind of like,
Regardless, let's say regardless if he faces Brock Lesnar at day one and he beats him, who's next?
you have to get somebody else to like. You gotta get some new guy up there,
There's
because Jeff Hardy is supposed to be that guy, but he ended up.
they
getting-
released them. Jeff Hardy was supposed to be getting a world facing Roman Reigns. Nobody knew when exactly, but yeah, he was gonna be next in line soon.
He would have gotten it sooner now. Now that we don't know who,
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, like who, it's kind of weird how that's happening for SmackDown. I mean, on the SmackDown side,
Sheamus needs to turn face, son.
you know what I mean? Like on SmackDown, like Jeff Hardy's getting there to be a contender. Next thing you know, he he's gone. He's released.
Yeah, they released
and
him.
then Tony Storm's, she just competed. Who knows? She would have probably had that feud for a little bit with Charlotte Flair.
Right.
And then she decided to leave. It's kind of like, what's going on, SmackDown? Anybody
But
that's
she didn't
like
decide to leave. They released her.
No, she decided. She asked for her release.
No, they just released her.
No, she asked for it. Then they released her.
Oh,
like,
really?
Are you sure?
Oh, her release was granted.
Yeah, they like. Are you sure? Like what? Why? But do you blame WWE for that? Like, if my job, right? Like, say I left my job, I decided to quit my job. Do I blame the company for leaving, or am I leaving on my own accord?
I'm pretty sure it's both because she made
some
post.
Factors. Yeah.
Yeah, she made a couple posts of why she left, and she was just like she had enough of it. So
burned out.
Yeah, especially when you're burned out and you're doing something where it's like I don't want to do this. It's like you just decide to leave.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, now Brock Lesnar has a full. There's a lot of people where he could face.
Yeah. Literally,
yeah,
they have to like they might have to like end the draft and just put some people on SmackDown just for Roman Reigns to have somebody.
Or unless Tommaso Ciampa goes to SmackDown and they were able to sign Johnny Gargano, but Johnny Gargano apparently is gonna sign with AEW. Because
Not
apparently
confirmed though. Not confirmed.
not confirmed, but they're having a show in his hometown. So if it does happen, no,
So
well, if
why
it
is
does,
it?
no, if it does happen, that's when he's gonna make a debut.
But
So
he's gonna be in the main event for like 2 weeks, and then he's gonna be back down to like, Andrade's on Dark already, dude. What?
everybody's on Dark.
Exactly. I'm like,
This
what's
is
going
the
on,
guy.
you guys?
This is the guy. He was gonna make if he would have signed with Impact Wrestling, he was gonna face Kenny Omega at Bound for Glory for the Impact World Title.
Yeah.
And he said that he refused to go over there because of the money.
So now he's on AEW Dark fighting some random guy.
He went over there for the money. He
Yeah.
He didn't go over there. Clearly, he didn't go over there for opportunities to be world champion. So
nope. Wasn't he gonna face Omega for the AAA championship too? The Omega champion? It never happened.
Did. No, he did in Triple Mania.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kenny Omega won. Andrade was supposed to retain the title, but when they booked the match, Tony asked the bookers to see if they could keep the title on Kenny Omega.
Wow.
And but then they said no. But then like a week later, they said, okay, fine, we'll agree to that. This was still like 2 or 3 months
before he got injured and all that.
No, before the show event was gonna happen.
Oh wow.
And then the week of the show, Tony Khan reached out to them saying, hey, if you want to drop the belt, you can. But they decided to keep the belt on Kenny Omega since that was like they already agreed to that.
Yeah.
But then Kenny Omega surrendered. Yeah, he got injured, unfortunately, and released the title. And
now some other guy is the champion.
What's his name? The Viking.
El Hijo de Vikingo.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good luchador. He faced Samurai de Sol, Bobby Fish, which was weird, Jay Lethal, and who was the other guy?
Bandito? No.
It was a 5-way match.
I don't remember. Was it Leo Rush?
No. I know.
I don't remember.
Jay Lethal, Bobby Fish, Samurai de Sol, the Viking.
Pagano? No. Psycho Clown.
No. I mean, he should have, but no.
Yeah, Psycho Clown's legit. I'm surprised he didn't wow, I don't even know. Who was it?
About to find out right now. Oh, no, wrong one. When did it happen?
Oh,
happened in probably like in December or November, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're Mexican, but we don't watch Mexican wrestling like that, bro.
Oh, Bandito.
See, I knew it.
Bandito.
See, I'm like, I had to be that.
I really thought he was gonna win because he was a Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a unification match or some shit.
I gotta check out that match.
Yeah. Mexican wrestling, I like lucha libre, but sometimes the rules are just way different for me. I'm like, what? No tag-ins?
Oh yeah, well that's lucha match. That's lucha style.
I like lucha though. I love it. I love it. It just sometimes
I used to be a big fan from 2008, 7 to 2015. And then after that, I still follow it, but I didn't watch it like that as much.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I would watch it, but then I'm not obviously I know all the wrestlers that come, oh yeah, this guy, I know this guy, and I know Pagano and all that, but I don't follow their careers like I used to.
Yeah, it's when El Hijo de Pedro Aguayo, when he passed away, that's when I was bummed out, man. When he passed away, the whole Pedro del Mal.
Yeah.
I even had their hoodies, and so when he passed away, that's when I was like, kind of stopped watching. I still watched it, but as much. And then Taya Valkyrie, that's why I supported her because of the Pedro del Mal. So,
yeah,
Hijo de Pedro de Aguayo.
Yeah,
he was a big megastar. And even when he passed away, WWE Triple H they were gonna do like a whole show
Tribute.
the tribute for him, but
Yeah.
they decided not to do it for some reason. But
Probably didn't have the rights to anything. They weren't allowed to use any of the footage or something.
I don't know.
Who
But
knows? Who knows?
yeah. But anyways, day one, I will give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
So it was a good solid pay-per-view, but if it was more like a Saturday Night Live special, if you really.
Yeah.
So that's probably should have what they should have called it, Saturday Night Live. So,
Yeah.
but all right, Ever. Before we sign off, you want to let the listeners know about our shop, baby.
All right, listeners, before we go, please check out our merchandise store on teespring.com. Search the New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got some pretty cool shirts, masks, and posters, and more. Please follow our Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. Also, you can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Also, check out our YouTube page with the same name, New Entry Wrestling Podcast. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Yep. So, anything else before we head out, Ever?
No, man, just new year, ready for some wrestling. Who knows? We might go some shows, might be live. Who knows? Maybe in the future. But yeah, it's good start to the year, and then let's see what happens for the rest of 2022.
Facts. Hopefully, it's a good year for everybody who's listening to us.
Yeah.
For the two sexiest hosts on a wrestling podcast, and and hopefully we get a lot of good wrestling going on, man, because we need some good episodes on here.
Yes, for sure.
we need to talk about good shows.
Yeah.
But, all right, Ever. Take us home.
All right, listeners, this will be it for this episode. I am Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo-doo-doo.